Very much, Rainer. Thank you very much, brothers and sisters. Please take your seats. Let's begin with a report from the Committee on Courtesies and Privileges. This will be followed by the Committee on Credentials and the Board of Tellers. There is a request from Wesleyan University, Philippines, that if we can dispose of our reports by 5:30, then we can go to the university exhibits that they want us to see. Kung kaya din lang man natin na mag-adjust. Pero of course, the priority of the annual conference is to finish these 3 reports. Pero kung kakayanin daw natin, there is this request that our general conference executives can lead us in the opening of the exhibits. So tignan natin, baka naman kakayanin po natin. Okay? Committee on Courtesies, may mga nakikita akong bisita na kailangan po nating i-greet dito. I think that makes sense. The Secretariat should stay there. Thank you. Para nakikita namin kayo and you can participate. Committee on Courtesies, are you ready? Committee on Courtesies. Last call. Committee on Courtesies. Okay, let me just recognize, I see on the front seat, former president of Wesleyan University, Philippines, Professor Manuel Palomo. Please stand up, Mr. President. Thank you very much po for gracing this occasion. I saw you even yesterday. Thank you very much po. Let's continue. The report of the Committee on Credentials. Pakinggan po natin. Engineer Dion Rambawa. Pang mataas yun eh. Oo, dito lang ako. Pang mataas yun. Makinig po tayo.
Good afternoon, Bishop and members of this Central Conference. The Committee on Credentials met for the first time this afternoon at exactly 2 p.m. And we have members present as counted by our elected secretary. The first agendum was to elect the chairperson and the secretary, and we have the chairperson as Dion B. Rumbawa Jr. and the secretary as Reverend Mary Chris Anangkay. I'm sorry. There were some inquiries on the Committee on Credentials. So we have this. The first is if a lay delegate who was elected as a lay delegate to the Central Conference became member of the clergy, will she or he can still be a member of the Central Conference representing the lay? The ruling that we had agreed upon is that if he became a member of the clergy, then he or she can no longer represent his or her annual conference as lay representative to the Central Conference. Second, inquiry. If a member of a particular conference was transferred out to another annual conference, even if it is a lay or clergy, then he cannot represent that particular annual conference to the Central Conference. Third is, if a lay delegate, specifically clergy delegate, to the Central Conference is on leave, we said that he did not cease as member of that particular annual conference, therefore, he can represent his annual conference to the Central Conference if he or she is duly elected by his annual conference. If a clergy opted to be transferred out to other denomination, whatever that denomination may be, then he cannot represent his or her annual conference to this Central Conference. Those were the things that we discussed during the committee meeting. And one thing more, if there were changes made to the roster of principal delegates because they were not present and were replaced by alternate delegates, then a document should be submitted to the Committee on Credentials. And on that particular note, if it is not submitted to the Committee Credentials, then he cannot sit as an alternate delegate to this Central Conference. Yun lamang po, Bishop, the list of reserved delegates who will be sitting this conference in session. I'm not sure. We have the secretary. May I call the secretary now to read? DS. Mary Chris. Ayun po. Ito po yung partial report po ng Credentials Committee on Credentials, Bishop. For Mindanao Philippine Annual Conference, Jenny Rose Unak will be replaced by Mylene Lina. Alam niyo, nagiging senior na po ako, kaya lang hindi ko po dala yung salamin ko. May salamin ba ako dyan, teacher? We have two replacements coming from Mindanao Philippines Annual Conference. One is for Jenny Rose Unak to be replaced by Miss Mylene Linang.
Okay, sandali lang po. I want you to be very quiet kasi ito na yung mga changes sa mga delegates. May mga delegates na absent ngayon or for one reason or another, they cannot represent their annual conference. Kaya yung mga alternate delegates ay umakyat o yung mga head of delegation nila ay nag-recommend ng amendments para yung changes para yung mga reserved delegates ay makaupo bilang official delegates. So makikiusap po sana ako, pakinggan po natin ng maigi ang report na ito galing sa iba't ibang head of delegations at pagkatapos aprubahan natin lahat. Okay po ba? Okay, so let's just pay attention to the report. Thank you very much.
Okay po. Just a note, Bishop. Ito pong mga pangalan na to ay yun lang po ang meron kaming dokumento na hinahawakan na changes duly signed by the head of delegation. If your head of delegation did not submit any, then your reserve delegate will not be able to sit for this particular session, this afternoon up to tonight. Ano po? And Bishop, one thing more, we have marshals, supposedly. And
Yes.
these marshals will check your credentials through your ID. Diyan po pagpasok ninyo, diyan sa session. Magiging stricto po tayo sa pagpasok po ninyo para po maging makabuluhan po itong rini-report natin. Kasi po hindi magiging makabuluhan yung i-report natin kung hindi rin po magbabantay yung ating mga marshals. Ano po? Papasok at papasok. Kaya po, bear with us because later this session, your credentials will be checked. So, ganun po yung mangyayari sa atin. Kaya nga po, bear with us. So, we have here the changes. Ito lang po yung sinubmit sa ating secretary. For Mindanao Philippines Annual Conference, Generous Unak will be replaced by Mylene Linang. And Anita Riingen by Esther Aquino. For Visayas Philippines Annual Conference, Salvador Crisostomo will be replaced by Master Soriano. For the Northwest Mindanao Philippines Annual Conference, Guillermo Bungolan will be replaced by Ederos Francisco. For Northeast Philippines Annual Conference, Virginia Natividad will be replaced by Fernando Gauyong. For Northeast Philippines Annual Conference, Gideon Salatan will be placed by Melanie Pasion. For Northeast Philippines Annual Conference still, we have Virgilio C. Olonan, S. Olonan, will be replaced by Randy Germot. For another Northeast Philippines Annual Conference, Nestor Tangunan will be replaced by Freddy Gamay.
Freddy Gabay. Fred Gamay. Okay.
For HIPAC, Abraham Balyares will be replaced by Lygen Tabukol. I'm sorry. For HIPAC, Joey Celso will be replaced by Margie Tesoro.
Margie Tesoro. Okay.
For NPAC, Samuel Gaspar will be replaced by Sinaida Racho.
Okay. Kay Pastor Mary Chris. Ibigay niyo po muna kay Pastor Anagay.
Another for NPAC, Fidel Pereira will be replaced by Virginio S. Flores. By ST Pace, Dexter Ceballos will be replaced by Joseph Flores. Northwest Mindanao Philippines Annual Conference, Vlara Lipon will be replaced by Conchita Carpintero. For Northwest Mindanao Philippines Annual Conference, Hara Pasay by Fe Tangunan. ST Pace, Filipina P. Irenia by Nimpa Honrubia. Nagkaroon lang po ako ng salamin, nawala na po. For ST Pace, Filipina P. Irenea by Nimpa Honrubia. By on BPAC, Robert Nario Jr. replaced by Eliezer Royan. Selpac Augusto Rosario Jr. by Lilian Bayasbas, Selpac Eduardo Corpus by Peter Sabas, and Swapac Dive Grace Ibanez by Joshua Velasco. Bishop and members of this conference, these particular delegates will replace those principal delegates for the whole duration of the Central Conference. For the substitution for this particular day, sipag po na ating sekretary, babasahin po na ating sekretary.
Mr. Chair,
Does this have something to do with
yes, Bishop.
NEPAC?
Yes, Bishop.
Sige po.
Our reporter failed to mention our request for substitution for Kevin Jan Madela to be replaced now by Priscilla Soriano.
Kevin John Madela will be replaced by Priscilla Soriano.
Yes, Bishop, we have still, those will be the replacement. Now I will read to you the substitution for this particular session.
Okay, thank you.
For PAC Cavite, Antonio Magno will be substituted by Miss Kathleen Jean Laksamana for this session only. For NEPAC, Kevin Madela will be replaced by Priscilla Soriano for this day and tomorrow. For NPAC, Apolonio Ulto will be replaced by Dominga Kigao on this day and tomorrow, November 24 and 25. For West Midpac, Virginia L. Dato to be replaced by Helen S. Diwa on this day only. HIPAC, Annabel Villaruz to be replaced by Charlie Dave Rosete for this session only, November 24, 2022. For QC Pace, Carlito Puno will be replaced by Glenn Biblanias for today and November 26, 2022. So bukas po ay papalit ulit si Sir Carlito Puno. So yun po yung mga substitution, Bishop.
Okay, additional substitution from Northern Philippines. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Bishop, we have...
Pakisabi po ninyo yung pangalan ninyo para ma-take note ng ating secretariat.
Pasita Tudao, the head of the delegation of the Northern Philippines Annual Conference. We haven't heard the two replacement of our delegates in the Northern Philippines Annual Conference, which are a replacement from Samuel Gaspar and Mildred Abelia, who are Zenaida Racho and
Cherry Akdal.
There
Yes.
are three of them, sir. There
Yeah,
are three of them.
Mildred Abella will be replaced by Cherry Akdal.
Yes.
Yes.
We haven't heard. We haven't heard a while
Yes.
ago.
I'm sorry, but I read their names a while ago, madam.
Not yet, sir. It's only one.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'm sorry
Thank
for
you.
that. So we have Samuel Gaspar for NPAC to be replaced by Sinaida Racho for the whole duration of the Central Conference, and Mildred Abella to be replaced by Cherry Akdal from this day up to the end of the Central Conference.
There are three of them, sir.
Um, Can you confer with the secretary about the third one, madam?
Yes, I think they have a protocol that you have to go through the secretary muna kung
Yes, I'm sorry, Bishop and members of
uh,
this conference. The only problem is we just met a while ago. That's the reason why we just collating now the forms that they submitted.
yeah,
So thank you
para
very much.
ma-perfect natin.
Yes, po.
Yeah. The reason for this protocol is very simple. The secretary must be informed first so that she can take note and the changes are documented. Hindi pwedeng mag-take note ang chairman habang siya ay nandito na nagre-report. Okay? So, idaan natin kay Pastor Chris para maayos lahat. Um, are we clear until this point? Yes, Pastor? Let's hold on, Pastor Chris. Paunahin muna natin siya and then it's your turn. Thank you.
Bishop, I'm Pastor Romel Barte of Pangasinan Philippine Annual Conference.
Pastor Romel Barte from
The-
Pangasinan, Philippines.
the
Pastor,
delegate-
can you
I
go closer to
submitted-
the mic?
I submitted our changes. Ako ata yung pinakaunang nag-submit sa inyo, sir.
Baka po.
I didn't hear the names of the...
From Pangasinan, Philippines Annual Conference.
That's correct, sir.
Yes. I'm sorry for that. I think we have like, I have to confer first with the secretary, sir.
I have the list, sir. Kung if you want me to read the names, if it is all right with you.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Most probably, we can hear the names.
Okay. For the lay delegates, Marilyn Baldeo to be replaced by Priscilla Vinluan. And for Ana Susan Flor to be replaced by Marnita Vidal. And for the clergy, Abraham Kasipit will be replaced by Emmanuel Diso. They
Okay.
are all
Can
alternate
you
delegates.
give that list to Pastor Chris now so that I can call on Pastor Chris? Pastor Chris, you have the floor now po.
Good afternoon, bishops and members of the Central Conference. Pasensya na po, I still have so many forms na natanggap after the report 1. So please bear with me, your names are here. It's a matter of recording na lang po.
Okay. Do you need more time?
Yes, Bishop. Actually, we need more time.
Mga kapatid, that's the reason why we were given time to meet and we made the announcement that you are going to report to the Committee on Credentials so that we can do this. This will cause further delay. I'm sorry. Gusto nating matapos natin lahat. So sana kapag nakiusap naman tayo na kayo'y pumunta at mag-report sa isang committee, ay pumunta po kayo doon para doon ang clearing house ng lahat ng mga ito at hindi mahirapan ang mga committee na may kinalaman. Okay, so while doing that, there's someone, yes sir, Sammy.
Bishop, good afternoon po sa lahat. Narinig ko po ang pangalan ko na ilang beses pong nabigkas ng chairman ng Committee on Credentials. At sabi po nila sa committee na meron po silang ruling na ako'y